Hey, this is Jamey Schrier from Practice Freedom U, and today we're going to talk about pricing. First of all, I believe every single practice should have another revenue stream outside of third party, meaning that I wouldn't put all of my eggs into third party reimbursement because let's face it, those insurance companies are looking to pay us less money. And if you want to continue to work harder and harder and make less money, I don't think that's a great recipe. So how do you offset that? Well, there's several ways to do it, but one of the biggest ways is offer a program, offer a service that's not tied to the third party. So this could be a running program or a balance program. It could be lots of different things, but it could be, adding yoga or something else that just isn't tied to insurance. So when you have something like that, how do you price it? How do you know what you should charge? So we're going to talk about that in just a second, but here's the problem. Let me just kind of lay the land out. We're altruistic people. We're do-gooders. We're heartstring people. When you went to PT school and they said, why do you want to become a therapist? What did you say? Because I want to help people. Well, that's wonderful you want to help people, but I'm sure they said, so does everybody else. Why do you really want to do it? So we have these heartstrings. We have this do-gooder mentality, which can be really powerful. The problem is when we start looking at money and looking at what we should charge, we now get into this kind of weird place of looking at our self-worth. And when we start getting to that emotional place, I've seen far too often that we don't charge what we're worth. We charge much less than what we should be charging. And then all of a sudden, we're literally giving our services away for free. So what can you do? Let me give you a few tips that you can do by determining how you should be pricing your services. So we're talking about pricing today. I had a client I was working with, Zach, and Zach had a cash-based business, so he didn't accept insurances at all. And he came to me and he said, look, I want to try to improve my business, and I don't know if I'm charging the right amount. And he was basically charging $125 a visit. So, $125 a visit, I don't know. Is that bad? Is that good? What is bad and good anyways? But people were paying it. Some people thought it was too much, but that's what he was charging. So I asked him a couple of questions. I started off and I said, well, Zach, what is the value of the service that you're providing? And he thought about it and he said, well, that's a really good question. So the value is about the result that your service provides. What is it helping people achieve? How does it helping people feel? What is the emotional benefits of it? What are the physical benefits of it? What is, the benefits that they have to return to whatever it is? Like, what about the speed that in which you're helping them? So he really asked himself those questions and started to write down how his services were, how the value of what his services were and the benefits of his services. So the next question I asked is around worth. I said, okay, so you're clear on the benefits and the value you're providing with these services. So what is that worth? Where do you see yourself? So there's a couple things you can look at. You can look at it as kind of a low, medium, and high, meaning there's three types of hotels out there. There's the hotel like the Motel 6 that is on the low end, meaning it's $79 a night. And you can stay there, and the value is you get a nice clean room, and there you have it. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, there might be the Ritz-Carlton or the JW or the W Hotel. High-end hotels that you're paying significantly more, maybe 3, 4, 5 times more, but what are you getting? Yes, you're getting a bed, but you're getting lots of other amenities. You're getting the feeling of the comfort. You're getting the status of, this is who I am. So there's lots of things that you're getting which justifies what you can charge. So what I did is I asked Zach, I go, well, what is your worth? Are you on the lower end? Are you kind of like looking at maybe the Costco? Is that kind of where your services are? Or are you on the higher end? Well, he said, our services really are unique and different, and the benefits we're providing are on the higher end. I said, okay, then you should be on the higher end of what you're charging. So the next thing we had to do is really get a range. So what is the range? And we can look at what is the market. All right, so if we looked at hotel, like we're just looking at that example, we can say, okay, we're starting a hotel. Where are we going to fit in? What type of hotel are we going to be? And you can see in the market, there's these hotels, medium hotels, and then high-end hotels. So that's what he did. He looked at the market. What were people charging for a similar service? Well, some people were charging $100 a visit, and he was at $125. But he noticed some other people were charging like $200 a visit, $250 a visit. Now, they weren't necessarily directly physical therapy, but some of them were high-end personal trainers, or high-end massage therapists, or high-end what other kind of performance person that was charging that money. And he looked at himself and he said, okay, well, we have people charging anywhere from $100 all the way up to $250. So now he had a range. So the only decision he had to make was, so where do you fit in with that? And he ended up with a number which was $200. So he started charging $200. And here's what happened. People started paying for it. Now, not everyone, mind you, paid for it, but the people, his target audience, the people that he really wanted in the clinic, they were paying for it without a problem. Now, of course, from a marketing standpoint, you really have to drive home the benefits. You really have to drive home the value. You really have to drive home why us and not the cheaper person down the street. But that's what we talk about, marketing and branding your message and things like that. But just getting an idea, just getting your head wrapped around, are you charging too low for your services? The thing that I want you to walk away with today is really identifying, are you focusing on the value of what the service is, the worth of the services, and are you understanding where the range is and then determining where you fit in? There is no right or wrong answer. But I will tell you this, chances are you could be charging more for your services and having people not only pay for it, but appreciate you, right? Appreciate what you're doing. So give this a try. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in there. Love to talk to you about them. Maybe you have some other ways that you look at pricing. If you do, feel free to put those in and share some of the things that you're doing. Again, I hope this helps. I'm Jamey Schrier from Practice Freedom U, and good luck with figuring out your pricing for the services that you offer.